Now it's time for the main event. I'm sure the one that everybody has been waiting with bated breath for me to dig into. It's the it was almost garbage, almost knocked it on the ground. It's the HP pre-built. What's the model number on this? Model E9107C. What's in it is no mystery, as it's plastered all over the side here, as most HPs do. And this one only comes with one sticker I gotta remove, so... anyways, take a quick look inside. And look at that, it's pretty dirty, as is par for the course with this previous owner. I'm gonna tear it apart, clean it up, and well, actually, the first thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna run it as is and see if everything works, and then we're gonna tear it apart, clean it up, and see if we get, you know, better temperatures and stuff. Just kind of an exercise in computer maintenance, something you should be doing before it gets to points like this. I mean, it's not terrible, but there is a lot of dust on those fins, so it can't possibly be cooling that Q8600. Yeah, let's get to it. All right, first boot. Ooh, that sounds like a fan strip stopped. Yeah, the fan for the GPU is not spinning, but we are booting up. Family piece. Now let's see if they have a password. Last one didn't. Password is not correct. Okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Activate Windows. What? Let's do that later. How does it have? How is it not genuine? Okay, this is weird. We have a copy of Steam going. This might have been cleared out just recently. So, yeah, cool. I'm gonna put my software on there for testing and we'll see what happens. All right, I was just about to plug my USB drive into the USBs up here, and I notice that the pins are all bent to hell. Can we zoom in on that? There we go. The pins are all bent up, and the little plastic divider that you normally see in there, I don't know if that's just to help orient it the right way, but that plastic piece is definitely missing. That is one messed up set of USB slots. Are these okay? Yeah, they seem all right. Okay, so I guess we're using this USB slot. This has got hardware monitor installed, the Core 2 Quad 8200, running pretty cool actually at idle. But I am noticing the HC4350 is sitting at a balmy 75 degrees, doing nothing. So we're not going to stress that one. Honestly, the fan's probably been not moving in this computer a long time, so I'm not worried about burning that thing up. But I mean, running Heaven's going to burn it up, so we're not going to do that right off the bat. But we will run a round of Cinebench. Also, the CD-ROM has been acting, you know, I'm hearing it spin up here and there. So let's see what's in here. Hey, Skyrim, huh? Look at boxed copy of Skyrim. Todd Howard. He's smiling right now. Or maybe he's not, because I didn't pay for this. Well, this is going to be a problem for running my Cinebench. We're running a 32-bit operating system on this. And my copy of Cinebench is 64-bit. So we won't be running that. I think I have an older version of Cinebench on here. It's not really going to be relevant to any of our other tests, but we'll see how hot we can get that CPU. Okay, we got Cinebench 11.5 fired up. We're in a weird resolution because this graphics card doesn't support, well, the highest it goes is 1400 by 1050, which is weird. 1280 by 9, like we don't even have 720p. So we're gonna have to have a stretched display. No big deal. No big deal. Let's do this. Be back in a few. This is kind of painfully slow. We'll be back in more than a few. All right, finished up a few minutes ago, and we scored a 2.62. That's quite the different scoring system than R15. And our temperatures, I'm not going to run it 3 times. Yeah, sure, save that. But we hit a high of 58. So not super hot. What is the clocks on this thing? 2.4 gigahertz, 2.3 gigahertz. So for whatever reason, we jumped up 6 degrees on our graphics card. So rather than torture this thing anymore, I'm gonna clean it out. And okay, well, the plan for this one, I'm gonna take out the CPU cooler and fan, clean those, new thermal paste. Gonna take out this fan, just clean it up, get the dust off of it. Take out the video card and see if I can get that fan to be a little happier. And then the rest of the computer, I'm just gonna blow out with some compressed air. Oh, that came right out. That paste looks dry and crusty. Yeah, it's pretty dry. Doesn't really smear. So, yeah, there's a ton of dust in there. Not a whole lot of airflow. So we'll fix that. I'll clean that mess up. Let's get that guy out of there. Get that GPU out. And it's pretty dirty. Yeah, that doesn't want to spin. But I think we can clean that up. All right, so I'm gonna clean that jazz up, blow all that out of there, clean that guy out, compressed air. I will be back. Oh, also I'm noticing somebody bent that. Wow, they must have hit that hard because it doesn't want to. There we go. All is right in the world. So, quick update. I took it outside, used some air, cleaned it out, well, blew it out. Not a ton came out. I mean, there were some dust bunnies and stuff like that, but overall, it came out pretty good. This is really all you have to do. Like if you wanted to clean your own computer, you look inside and be like, oh, that's getting dusty. You can literally just blow it out with air. You know, unplug it from power. And then just like take it outside. You don't want to do it inside because it deposits dust everywhere. But I mean, this was without scrubbing or anything. It just all blows out pretty clean. Cleaned out the fan for the rear. Just used my toothbrush. Don't need anything fancy for that. And then was just about to take apart the CPU fan, but these screws go all the way through and they have these little kind of one-way clips. They only really go on if you force them to come off. They kind of bend and get messed up. So I'm just going to take this out and blow it. Blow it out and clean it up as good as I can. Yeah, because like if that little clip there disappears or breaks, I really can't get this back together. Well, I guess you could. You don't really need that. It's handy though, so I don't want to mess with it too much. So I'm just gonna go see how clean I can get this with some air. All right, real quick and simple. Just use compressed air. However, I'm gonna put some thermal paste on there and slap this guy back in there. But here we go. Oh, that is not a very. Come on. Wow, that is a gross little blob. However, it will work. Nice little quick tip, or a good idea to do, is make sure your screws are actually pointed into the threads, because if they have missed and they're against your board and you start screwing it in, you're going to start tearing up traces, and that's the wrong bit. You're going to start tearing up traces, and then the board's not going to work. That would be a bad time for everyone. Mostly you, but for everybody. There we go. Much happier. All right, case fans in. Oop. Come on, spin. There we go. Looking a lot better already. Now we're going to move on to the graphics card, and hope we can get that fan spinning. All right, everything's all back together, looking clean, looking sharp, and hopefully, let me get some light. There we go, there's some light. Let's see what happens. Oh, I tried so hard. Come on, little guy. Come on, baby Bubba. Just fired back up into Windows, and we got kind of the same results as last time, 74, 75 degrees. Bummer. I want that fan to work. So unfortunately, I couldn't get that little fan working. It would spin a time or two and then stop, and this card really can't work without a fan on it. So anyways, setting that aside, I'll put my 5450 into it. Should be a nice little boost. It's got DDR3, it's 2 gig DDR3, and fanless, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. So I'm gonna chuck it in there. We'll start it up. Oh no! Got the 5450 installed. Now we have 1080p resolution, which is nice. Coming over here, we see it's idling at 62, but it is a fanless CPU or GPU, so that is kind of to be expected. Core 2 quads idling at 30 to 35, well, 28 to 35. It's kind of a broad spread. However, let's run Cinebench a couple of times, see if our temperature's improved. I don't believe our previous score of 262 is going to increase. Coming up on run number 3. And our score is 2.67. We beat our old score by a very small amount, but more is more, progress. Editing iDoes here to sort of step in for real-time iDoes, because he was rambling about stuff that doesn't really make sense because he was thinking of a different outcome from a different computer. However, the last time we ran this, we were temperatures between 50 and 58 degrees, and now we're at temperatures 45 to 52. So a pretty good improvement after cooling or cleaning off the fan, and I would say it was a worthwhile adventure. We'll run a heaven benchmark and make sure that we don't get too high a temperature. Like I said, the HD 5450 that I put in there doesn't have a fan. It's passively cooled, and there's not a lot of airflow in the case, so we'll keep an eye on it. All right, well, it turns out the 5450 is not up to the task of running this benchmark. However, it is, stressing it at 100%, so we'll let it run through, and we'll see what our temperatures get to. I don't think they're going to be that high. It doesn't run at very high clock speeds. We finished with not so great results, but I mean, it's a Core 2 quad and an old 5450, so you can't expect a lot from that. And we're in 1080p resolution, so that's really not fair. But 2.1, 54, 1.6, and 4.2, respectively. Wonder how it runs on lower resolution. Oh, also, and after that run, the highest we hit was 75 degrees with no active cooling. So I'd say the GPU is fine in there. Running it on low details and 720 by 1280, 1280 by 720. And I mean, if this was a game, it's not really playable, but that is much higher score, or FPS. But yeah, I mean, again, this is not a gaming GPU or. Well, that's going to be about it for this one. It's a shame we couldn't get that fan going in the 4350, but I mean, we did put a 5450 in there, and now it doesn't have to worry about that fan anymore. We cleaned it up, outside, inside. About the only thing I didn't do to this is I'm not going to fix these. I unplugged it inside of the computer, so there can't be any shorts. It's got a USB 2.0 here, so that's just how it's gonna have to be for it. I'm probably gonna see if I can't sell this one for like cheap, like 20-25 bucks, and if I can get 20 or 25 bucks, I'll have replaced nearly, you know, half of my original purchase price. So that's not too bad. And speaking of trying to sell this one, I'm probably also going to be selling the Falcon computer one, the i7-3970K, simply because I really don't have a use for it. And I should really get a pretty good price for it. I'm thinking easily pull $300 or so out of it, which will definitely pay for everything. I'll probably put an SSD into it, update it just a little bit. Other than that, you know, the GPU, RAM, CPU, and everything like that is good to go in it. You'll definitely be seeing more of the X58 computer that I got. I got some plans in store for that, some upgrades and other projects for it. But other than that, yeah, if you liked this video, if you liked what I've done, please give me a thumbs up, maybe comment. A subscription would be awesome. As of filming this, we're almost at 100. We're like 97 subscribers, which is pretty damn awesome. If you didn't like it, go ahead and give me a thumbs down. Either way, it really helps, and I appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.